All right, all right, all right. Welcome everybody to the Lion's Den. We've got an exciting one with you guys for you guys today here with Studio AI. Actually, extremely excited about this. When Scott brought this to my attention, I told him, yes, I am going to look into this further and do some more research. But when it is concerning music, you can almost already guarantee that I would want to be in on something like this. So we've definitely got an exciting one for you guys today. So again, if you could just do me a quick favor and just repost out the room, let's try to pack this thing and get a lot more people in here just to get some more information about Studio AI and what they have going on, and maybe some future developments and things like that. Again, I want to welcome everybody. If this is your first time here in the Lion's Den, my name is DBS. I'll be hosting the space here with my guy, owner, founder, CEO of the main project. How you doing, Scott, bro?
Yo, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, sir. Not too bad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got an exciting one today. So yeah, we want to get into it. Who do we have here speaking, representing Studio AI?
Cheers, bud. That's me. My name's Alex.
Alex, how you doing, brother? Good to meet you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Likewise, likewise. I think it's my first time over with you guys, so definitely excited to to talk to the crew, basically.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Definitely. Yeah, we've got an exciting one. Like I said, Scott told me about this a few days back and gave me just a brief overview of it. And I was like, man, this sounds really, really exciting. Been over in the TG, of course, hanging out with those guys over there. Great bunch of guys. I love seeing an active TG community rallying, having a great time. They're coming over into the main Telegram. We're going over there, visiting back and forth. So it's been a great time had by all. So far, so good. So, yeah, Alex, if you would like, what I usually like to do to get these started off, if you just want to, kindly introduce yourself to the crowd, maybe just give a little bit of brief background about yourself, and then we'll jump right into Studio AI.
Definitely, my man. Definitely. So yeah, let me make this official and say hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy days, basically. My name's Alex. I've been in the space for 3 years. Yeah, we're closing in on maybe four, something close to that ballpark figure. Um, you can pretty much understand what someone like me does. I started as a trader, investor, researcher, basically trying to find an alternate way of making an income, and then slowly kind of walked my way down AMAs, VCs. Let's call them business sessions as well, because I've been known to, let's say, indulge in business partnerships if projects need that endeavor. And I'm gonna say I'm the VC host guy, basically, for many projects over the past 2 years, which again, on top of let's say the alternative way of making an income, did open doors for me, and I got to meet a lot of people. Not only CEOs and founders. I'm interested in working with pretty much anyone these days. So as long as I can learn something, you're my guy for sure. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna continue doing. So, and I can honestly say, no spoilers here, but I've been waiting for a project such as this to appear since I've read the Chat GPT business model. I think it was 3.2 back then, or 3.3. I'm not even sure. Um, so yeah, I hope that this will come in hand to so many people out there, because I I'm not a music guy, so I don't know how to create, but I do enjoy listening, and I've seen so many. Doesn't even matter if you're young or let's say of age, but I've seen so many talented people who simply don't actually have the resources. I mean, it's not that easy to promote yourself, to maybe get in touch with a studio to record something, or to even build. So maybe something like this is going to be your first step into the music industry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree there with you, Alex, man. I share the same vision as you. I love music, but I always did give it some thought, about hey, it would be really cool to create like your own song and things like that, and being able to have something like Studio AI at your disposal basically is nothing more than a game changer as far as I'm concerned. And I do resonate with you well there also. my good buddy Scott here, obviously owner, founder, CEO of Main Token. He has introduced me to so many different projects by holding AMAs, just like we're holding here today with Studio AI, and I'm truly blessed from that. So yeah, so I can definitely understand what you're saying there. So let's do this then. Let's jump on in to Studio AI. That's why we're here for spotlight of the AMA here in the Lions Den today. Now, I just wanted to ask, can you just give me, just so people have a better understanding, like what's the whole idea of the project in general?
Of course, man. Of course. Now, and I'm gonna say this because usually the questions when it comes to specific Telegram bots, they can aid or enhance various processes. Communities in general are wondering: is it niched? Is it pertaining to a specific sector? Not really. Um, this one indeed aims. As a firm belief of the not only of the team again, you don't need to be a developer to think something like this. Um, Basically the studios in general, the creation process is eventually going to be 100% AI assisted, and this is important, not AI based on but AI assisted. So when you guys are thinking about artificial intelligence, it kind of goes back to, I don't know, 50, 60 years, something close to that. It has been pioneered since then. It's still a human creation, right? But it will continue to adapt, and maybe at a faster pace. I wouldn't know if that's even possible. But the aim for Studio AI within its AI integration and development is to kind of be the pioneers in integrating a utility into the world of Web3 and of course blockchain, with no actual limit if you think about it, because you're gonna through your Telegram bot, you're gonna open so many doors and eventually help others open doors for themselves by giving them exclusive access to memberships, to premium features. Nonetheless, that is one of the utilities of the token. Recording tracks in the form of NFTs, marketing them. When it comes to marketing, this is a strong connection. Royalties do play, um, maybe, let's say, 50% when it comes to resell. That's where you're gaining a lot of your funds, right? Royalties from your assets being sold, being traded, being redistributed, and then revenues amongst the holders being distributed, because that's kind of the idea. You're redistributing within the holders a part of the revenue so that everybody wins. But if you have a talent, think about it this way, and that's why I wanted to give the example up front. Let's assume right now that within my mind I have I'm not going to call it like a track, maybe a beat, something that I feel it could be good. What do I do with it? If I were to access softwares online, which I could, right? I mean, some of them maybe are free. I can get a trial or something like that. But do I have any idea on how to operate those? Not exactly. And by the time I actually learn, I may lose the whole beat because it's something that comes and goes, right? I'm not a creative person. Maybe I just feel like I have something. But through the use of such a, I'm going to say basic access, because it is basic. It's through Telegram. It's a social media platform where people engage not only to, trade crypto, but within so many other activities. So within a bot, you just type in start. It opens the door to a couple of features. So far, we're looking at I'm going to say maybe Q2 to get the full ample perspective of the bot. We're going to be talking about the interface as well, but the whole purpose as a startup is, firstly, you're kind of the pioneer here. Secondly, people are going to feel engaged, or let's say encouraged to engage within your bot, because it's simple, clean, easy to use, and it helps, or let's say aims to help you achieve a specific goal, which is in the end to maybe create something of your own, market it. You never know. I mean, so many things started as a joke and then eventually turned out to be so big, like the people that created it eventually had no idea they would end up being so big. I believe, and maybe I'm mistaken, but isn't that how the Nike logo, not even the logo, but even the saying, just do it, kind of got created? Someone posted something, and then Nike said, you know what, we're gonna use this. Here's $1,000 as a prize, and look at what it is right now. So I doubt that people were expecting that, whoever said it or whoever designed it, and it is what it is. Imagine if they had royalties on that, Can you imagine what that meant for? I mean, you didn't really need to work maybe one single day, because Nike turned out to be a global, more than a global entity. So that's exactly what the team's thinking. Like, what if we can build something? You guys have the ownership. It's your creation. It's your track recorded as an NFT. You market it, you sell it, you resell it, you set up the royalties to whatever you feel, and then eventually the bot itself is distributing as well revenues among the holders, so that everybody feels a part of Studio AI. That's why I said in the beginning, it's not really niched. So if you don't know how to create, you can still hold a piece of the action within the project. That's how this one was built, right? It opens doors to everyone. More on the creational side, but nevertheless.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that, man. And it actually puts, just your average day person, right, in a better position. We've got so many creative minds out here in the world, but they just don't have, and they have these great ideas, especially concerning music and things like that, right? So, but sadly, a lot of us, to include myself, don't have access to the proper tools to make these creations that they come up with, actually come to life, right? And just by seeing something that you could think of and you think like, hey, this would make a great beat. Hey, this would make a great song, and being able to have the tools at your disposal would be just it's just amazing to me to be able to do that. And then you factor in the whole fact of, everybody loves to come up with something creative and something interesting, and then the fact to actually watch that come to life, to me, is just one of the most best feelings that anyone could possibly have. So I definitely, definitely agree with you there. And then you factor in, obviously, like you mentioned as well, Alex, to being able to actually possibly make some money, off of these, when you insert the NFTs and different things like that, that Studio AI has, up and coming. So I'm extremely, extremely excited about that. Now, let me ask you this also. Can you deep dive maybe a little bit of how the technology actually works so people maybe can get a better understanding of that?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It all comes down to, I mean, let me put it forward. There could be, and obviously there will be others, right? But when it comes to the implementation and adoption of the technology, Studio AI as a principle is leveraging advanced algorithms to pretty much review, analyze, and computate a vast amount of musical data to try and understand that. That's where the AI kind of comes into play, understanding patterns and styles from a wide range of genres. So you're not, I mean, you're thinking, okay, maybe I want to create something that's a combination of, I don't know, country music and rock. You just feel it, right? At first it's going to be rudimentary, but within those patterns being understood and analyzed, it will turn out to be even better. So you're going to have the option to reshape it, uh, until it kind of, let's say, slowly takes you to the end goal. um, Through, again, through artificial intelligence and through those algorithms, it will understand how to create new compositions, basically by trying to synthesize melodies, harmonies, rhythms, and pretty much everything that is encompassed within a track, within a beat of itself. Ideally, I would say that those will be coherent, but also consistent according to their own style. That's why I was using, opposite genres like, country and rock. I don't know, let's say jazz and hip hop, basically. I wouldn't know how that would go, but what if that could be something good? Sure, you can use, because here it's not looking to actually mix. You have a lot of remixes online. That's one thing, but to create something that has, let's say, two genres combined, that's your unique creation, your harmony. It's kind of, deep learning through neural networks. That's the AI potency that we've seen, at least through, imagine this. Imagine how so many, I'm going to use the most relevant example, right? Do you guys remember that at some point there was a picture of Messi and Ronaldo at the same table playing chess, and people kind of got crazy about it? That was AI. That was AI. It wasn't real, and everybody kind of felt, disappointed. that's imagine, let's say Messi is jazz and Ronaldo's hip hop, and you're combining them together. That's the power of AI, and it's gonna slowly learn, slowly adapt from, let's say, the basic and rudimentary feelings of a beat and of a track to more complex musical pieces, aiming of course to tailor them according to your mood, to that desired genre, or by even mimicking at some point some styles of famous people, famous composers, and so on and so forth. It will at first, let's say, because that's how I remember the first software, AI software that generated pictures. You would type in whatever you wanted to see, Ronaldo and Messi playing chess, and the first results would be decent. Then you would reshape using that same AI, adding a bit more color, adding a bit more style, changing the background here and there, and eventually you got to something even good, even better. So that's exactly how this one's going to function, only that it's a bit more complex because I don't think there's a limit to music, to those patterns. There's always something new, right? I mean, it's just the creational style that's I don't think it has a limit. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's only going to get better and better as we move along. That's
I
that's
could
pretty
agree. I
much
could agree.
the technology.
Yeah, I could agree with you there, Alex. Like, first of all, being like you, me, everybody else in this room, right? We're basically, like you said, pioneers of the whole AI movement. And and with photos, and things like that as well, with AI generated photos and things like that. Like we've already saw how it started. I went over this briefly as well in another AMA that we had. It's already, you already see how it started with the whole AI thing. And just if you remember back when, even with voice AI and photo AI and things like this, how it's just progressed, more and more and more as time goes on. So now, fast forward a year or two, I can only imagine, where this, AI technology is going to take us in the future, right? And the thing with that is as well that, with music, at the end of the day, like you said, Alex, like, I mean, you're only limited to what your mind can create. Now, if you have these tools like Studio AI, you'll be able to take this thing, far and as wide as your mind could possibly imagine. Just a quick second here. I brought my guy Wadi up. I know he is a big, huge, huge music fan. He might have a question for us. What you got, Wadi?
Hey, what's going on, DBS? What's going on, Scott? Hello, Alex, and good morning to everyone in here. So,
Morning, brother.
Cheers, bud.
this is another banger, bro. Because honestly speaking, is right up my alley. So, before I decided to become a YouTuber, get into crypto, my first passion and love is music. I write songs, I do beats, and I also do a little bit of producing, recording engineering. Now, this is what I want to understand here. So, with Studio AI, let's say, for example, because of my limitations in my hands, I cannot do, I cannot play the piano, right? So, let's say, for example, I have the whole drum pattern and I have everything set, but I just need the melody, maybe the piano, guitar, or whatever other instrument. Would I be able to do that in Studio AI?
That's spot on, man. That's spot on. And when I was referring to the creational spirit, thanks for the question, by the way, Wadi. And you gave it, you actually gave me a good entry point there to start to maybe be talking a bit more on what's about to happen. So the bot itself, um, as you can imagine, it's going to have some standard stuff, right? The part of the lyrics where it will be able to assist you, right, aid you within finding the proper lyrics if that's up your alley and that's where you want it to go, or a sample box basically where it will be able to generate some samples to help you produce their own song. However, within those samples, one of the premium features that is aiming, I mean, not only to help Studio AI stand on top of the competition, whichever that might be, and I can understand that there are some more complex softwares out there, but as I was saying, if you don't know how to use them, they're they're as I mean as good as they are wherever they are right now. You're not going to be able to use them. But back to the feature that we're going to see on the product, the sample box is going to assist you with drum samples, maybe let's say guitar riffs, hit hats, and let's say violin, piano, I don't know, cello if that's up your alley, and so many other. How should I put this? Let's say um, a guidance, maybe, yeah, guidance towards the background that you're looking to obtain, or the let's say the aid on um the sample itself. So whether you have, as you said, you have the beat, you know where you would see this one going, but you still don't know how to play the piano, or even worse, you don't have a violin. You're not going to go and buy one. You would need to learn. So this one does have the opportunity to kind of kick things up a notch. It's an upcoming feature. They're working on it right now, but as I understood, it's more complex. I wouldn't know even how to begin, how to integrate that, because there are like millions of um, songs, just by thinking at piano. But that's where the team's heading in right now, to help the bot understand what else can it do, how else can it help compositions, similar to what we were talking. So yeah, that's an upcoming feature that will be added within shortest time possible. I wouldn't be able to give you a time frame, but that's the banger. That's the game changer there.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy, man, to be honest with you. Like I said, you're only limited to your imagination at this point when you have something as Studio AI and as big as I truly believe that it is going to become here in the space. This is a wonderful feeling for me. One, because I feel like, us here in the crypto space, right? I feel like it's going to bring more people into the space just because of what Studio AI involves itself around, in which is music. You've got a whole just slew of people all around the world that is just probably been sitting and waiting and wanting, something like this, as far as Studio AI is concerned. So to me, that is extremely exciting. And like Wadi said, now that something like this gives him the ability to where he lacked before, but now he can insert Studio AI to be able to help him out to continue creating and enjoying his passion and things he's in. I knew he would love this anyway, by the way. I know I just said that, but I had to bring my guy Wadi up here because I know he is crazy about music. He's told me this numerous times before. So that's awesome. And then we appreciate that question, Wadi. Now, Alex, I had something else for you as well. I saw the team drop a little alpha on a tweet. I keep calling it tweet. You guys forgive me. On a post, maybe a day or so ago. And now they said something about, you guessed it, we are going to venture outside of the Telegram, and I'm not sure exactly what that is about all the way, but I've got a feeling that I've got my own, suspicion about it. But it excites me because I think I'm already understanding what you're about to say. Did you want to touch on that a little bit, maybe about what that post means exactly?
Well, I mean, let me think about. Definitely, the let's say the post is intended to, you know, spoiler, but at the same time, no spoiler alert. The fact of the matter is this: when you're looking to develop an AI assisted bot, probably I would only assume, because I'm not a developer, but I would only assume based on experience that the easiest and the most accessible manner is Telegram. However, you have so much potential. One, you have so much um, accessibility. Two, and at the same time, you're kind of looking to be the pioneer, right? But is Telegram maybe the sole venture where you can do that? Sure, you can start from there. People can learn about you, so on and so forth. But at the same time, um, through everything that can be related to music, Telegram is far from being the main source, right? So I mean, it's not, it is, and it's not good at the same time. The team is right now looking to not only export the capacity of the bot, but also help it uh, integrate more easily within platforms such as, let's say, an open source API. If you manage to do so, firstly, you got to compile with some regulations. When I say that, I'm not talking about crypto regulations. I'm looking at copyrights, proprietary information, because at some point we got to face facts. How does one stop others from stealing content? And when I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at, I have an idea, I have a song good in mind, and I've been working on it, but it's up there. So your AI bot is, or hopefully it will be able to detect if someone else kind of not only mess with it, but is trying to resell my content, so create it from scratch. There are ways, and at some point, that's what they're looking to implement right now.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So yeah.
like I said before, Alex. I'm all about. I do my own speculating and things like that. And again, everything that I say, some of the things that I say here in the Lions Den are my opinions and my opinions only, right? So the way that I interpreted that, the way that I interpret that post, I guess I should say, is where this thing is going is just going to be huge, as far as I'm concerned. Meaning that, yeah, they start off in Telegram, so everybody can go in, try out the bot, play around with it a little bit. Which I gotta commend Studio AI again, on something here, is having something out for everybody to see and everybody to try to get and get a feeling for what it can do. I actually went on there myself, and asked it to create me a little jingle about something, right? And immediately it spit back out, the song that I requested it to do, and I was literally just blown away. And then you factor in for it to be such in an infancy stage right now, and then you factor in with it the AI generated, and how that is, just like you said, Alex, going to continue to grow and just get bigger and bigger. But again, back to my speculating things, I see this, Studio AI coming out with its own software suite, meaning that you can play with this thing, just like you was to do on some of the other big name, type of. Wadi would know a little better than this. So, where you make your beats at, and different software programs where you make beats and things like that, to where Studio AI will have the same exact thing, but backing it by AI. Which to me is just mind blowing. And then you go a step further and possibly seeing these things on, the app stores and things like that, to where your just average day consumer, would be able to pick this thing up and try it out and play with it. So to me, I think that that is just absolutely amazing. Telegram starting out, like you said, Alex, great idea. Having a working product on launch, even a better idea, right? I mean, we lack that, here in the space, by having a project such as Studio AI come out and already have, something to show, right? We didn't only come to play, boys. We came to freaking win. Okay. And that's what I like to see, man. So I can just imagine, with the next steps, and, as time goes on, as this thing right here just develops and able to be able to put out to the masses, it's not only a win for Studio AI itself, but also a win for crypto at whole, right? Because the more people that we bring into the space, the more folks that we onboard here, it's just going to be better for us, here in the crypto space. With that being said, what you got, Wadi?
Yeah, I believe some of the software you're probably mentioning, like it would be awesome if you can integrate it to Pro Tools. That's the one I use, or Fruity Loop, which is FL Studio, and that one is to make beats. But my other question was gonna be, so let's say, for example, I got the song, I wrote the lyrics, and I don't know. I just wanna throw in the lyrics in Studio AI. Is there a chance that I could either integrate my own voice to it and just have Studio AI do the rest, the editing, adding the reverb, the delay, and all that stuff? Or is that more like a combination? Because what I'm trying to figure out is, how easy would it be? Like, for example, people like myself with a disability. One thing growing up that I found challenging was that, I'm a man of many talents, but my disability was the biggest issue. So, when it comes to something like this, how would it benefit other people in the same situation as me?
That's a hell of a question, man. So let me encompass something that maybe wasn't fully shared, but it will make more sense. Um, let's put it back to what we were talking about. Maybe a software of its own to be integratable as a bot, your own API, open source API nonetheless, and to be able to import your own Studio AI. That's not only a plan, that's already let's say a mission in development. And by Q2, as I was saying, we're going to see the full launch of my studio. Now my studio is aiming to change the game. If you guys have the curiosity or had it to actually go either through the Telegram bot or through the section on the white paper itself, you're going to see a couple of the things that this one is going to help you. It's a premium feature nonetheless. You will be, let's say, required to be eligible for this, a token holder and so on and so forth. It is crypto nonetheless, but it's going to help you. You're not going to want this unless you actually want it. So a couple of things that my studio is gonna not only let's say help you adapt, but also enhance would be, let's say, a personalized platform to enhance the music creation. Exactly what you were asking, Wadi. And I gotta be honest with you, it will have several advantages. um, at the same time, I'm not gonna say yes or no on the it will be able to do everything that you mentioned. Let's put it forward to a couple of things one step at a time, because you are focusing and relying on AI, and it's such a vast area of expertise. The whole music creation. It's not that and you know it better than I do. It's not that easy. But it will help you gain unrestricted access to services. Only that maybe it's not going to be available all at once. Will you eventually be able to, let's say, to add your own voice, maybe enhance that? Yes, and at the same time, I believe through my studio, you will be able to use an import of, let's say, your own voice or whatever you want to add on top of the song, just to make it easier. Now, AI does have, let's say, the power to mix and match and to help you. Vastly create, but at the same time you have something that you feel it's good, that will obtain privilege within the my studio. On the same path, you're going to see a 24/7 creative assistance through what I would think to be turned on. Let's say AI advices like this could go well. Have you tried this, and so on and so forth? Because it will only kind of help you expand on the knowledge, whether you know what you're doing or not. Um, it's intended to generate inspiration and also help you explore tunings. Like, maybe you haven't actually thought that within your creation you could use, let's say, I don't know, rock or jazz, or as I've said, country, hip hop, EDMs are very popular when it comes to remixes. So yeah. um, but yeah, just to kind of circle back to the question and offer an answer, I'm gonna say yes, partially for now, because we need to understand what else would be needed. It's intended to learn by itself, but at the same time, it will take time to evolve and progress. It's still nonetheless, I'm gonna say, a self-funded project so far. The tokens live, and probably we're gonna talk about that. Price has been killing it, but it's all funded by the team and by their own vision. So you guys, users and developers and creators, are, let's say, the ones to boost the analytic of the crypto project and take it to the next to the next layer.
So, that's just really amazing. And thank you again, Wadi, for that question. So picture this, guys, right? Just follow me here for a second, right? You got something like Studio AI, at your disposal, right? To be able to jump on there and just let your mind roam and just get creative as you want to be at the end of the day, right? So you fix yourself something up, something that you created in your head, and now, you're able to jump into your vehicle, play that song, right? on your speakers in your car, your truck, or whatever, while you're taking a cruise down whatever boulevards you might be on at the time, right? And just be able to listen to something that you created, or you've got a little get together you're planning this evening, right? And you've got a few tracks that you just want to share with some, some close friends that are coming over. I mean, can you imagine, right? The feeling, the overwhelming feeling of just greatness that one would have being able to, to start with something that you've created in your mind and then able to use something like Studio AI to actually bring that to life. I got to tell you, Alex, man, that just gets me fired up, gets me excited. And I tell you one thing, man, as far as I'm concerned, you have a fan right here with DBS, brother. But, we want to get into as well, because you touched on that for a second, right? Do you want to just go over, a little bit about the Studio AI token, since there is one in place? And like you said, it has been smashing it lately, too. And I'm excited to see that insane buys. I'm watching the buy bot come in over at over in the Telegram. Just and just I love to see it. I love to see such a project like Studio AI. With buys that come in like that, and you could just see, just people believing in the project. And we have some freaking chads in the building when it comes to Studio AI. So yeah, Alex, if you just want to briefly overview the token, maybe give the tokenomics, things like that, and then we can move on from there.
For sure, man. For sure. You know that there's something unique about the token's vision. Maybe not the token vision, the team's vision related to the token. Basically, that's how I look at things. They could have went through the standard process. Let's do a fair launch, or let's do a pre-sale. Let's build hype. But at the same time, what they thought about is, what, we're losing time. Let's put it all out there, right? But at the same time, when it comes to the vision and the mission of the project, we understood. It's an AI powered studio that we firmly believe is going to revolutionize the industry, and it's going to aid so many people, and so on and so forth. When it comes to the token itself, that's a whole different marketing strategy that you need to encompass. You need to enhance everything that you've seen on other protocols, whether it's, get your token on CMC, get your token on CG, whether it's this or that. You got to look at things from a strategic perspective. A lot of people trade based on certain factors, and those factors were kind of taken into account by the team, which is why they decided to stealth launch. You stealth launch, you fund your own LP, you go from there. And that's not me, because I didn't have the brains to do the math, but according to, I'm taking a look at the chart on DexView, because it does feel it's the most updated at the moment. It's standing at um, 66 from listing, and 95x is the all-time high from listing. So they actually did close to 100x on a stealth launch on Ethereum. By the way, it's not a BSC protocol, it's Ethereum. You need to have that healthy LP, which, by the way, is actually locked right now. I think for the next year or so, it's locked. The contract has been renounced. The taxes are 5% buy, 5% sell, all developed to fund product development, marketing, the partnerships, and a portion of, I believe, 1% is allocated for the team. That's it. That's their only, let's say, source of income when it comes to Studio AI. They didn't actually get tokens on the team, and they're, let's say, their own royalties. We put it out there, it is what it is. We're only going to get a portion of that from the tax. And thinking about it, the more you buy, the same tax they're going to get. It's still 1%. But at the same time, the more you guys create, the better the vision of the project itself. They only built 100 million tokens for this. 95% went to the LP already. 5% is the Studio AI capital. You need to have a small, let's call it maybe reserve, or just allocation for the protocol. And when it comes to creation, we did kind of touch bases, right? You can create, you have the My Studio, it's going to assist you in so many ways, thought, maybe unthought so far. We're going to see how it leverages that perspective. But again, we got to go back to, I'm a trader, right? I don't care about music. I don't know how to create. I could care less about your studio, things like that kind of come into play. What's in it for me, right? What am I gonna do with the token, basically? Well, there are a couple of things. Think about it this way: the one factor that comes into play is that you're not a creator. You still have, through the token, premium service access, right? You have people that want to create and so on and so forth. You have premium features and the value of exclusive content, right? Revenue from services also going to be a part of the revenue sharing model. I did mention this. So if you enjoy those premium offerings, you're also going to benefit directly from their success. Simple as that. The
You know,
second thing, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, I wanted to touch on that too. So while you finish that, sorry to interrupt your thought there,
No
but
worries,
that
bro.
is
No
one of
worries.
the number one questions. Because I gathered a couple of community questions just to have here today on this AMA. And one of the biggest questions were I also read over the white paper as well. Hint, hint, part of doing your own research here, guys. That's why they're there, and they do have a lovely white paper, by the way. But yeah, one of the biggest questions I got, and maybe you can include that in your thing here, is that people are interested about the Rev Share program. They want to know really, is there what that's all about? Do you have to hold a certain amount of tokens in order to participate in this Rev Share? So if you want to touch on that briefly, I would greatly appreciate that as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's kind of where I thought I should go, but now that there's a question on the table, even better. For something like this, for Studio AI as a development, you're kind of the first, right? You're at the crossroad of meeting blockchain and music and artificial intelligence and all eventually unrestricted, right? Just to boost music composition and make it accessible and at the same time enjoyable, right? That's where you're touching on the user friendliness. But you should pretty much take into account the fact that you're in crypto, right? You're not a self-funded software where you're niched. You're in crypto, so you got to be accessible to pretty much everyone. But at the same time, you gotta give, right? If you want to receive, you got to give. It's standard principle. So holders, there's no min as far as I understood so far. There may be with an update on my studio just for the premium features offered there. A couple of them being the sample boxes and lyric aid and so on and so forth. But right now, as it's gonna progress, a portion of the revenue generated from advertisements, this is where I wanted to go, is going to be shared to the native token holder. There's no min, there's no max right now. It all means that as the project and the protocol grows, it attracts more revenue, and then the share, because you're a shareholder basically, if you're holding the token, it's going to grow too. That's the first one. So there's no real minimum or maximum at the moment. Let's see how it goes, basically, because you didn't actually do, let's say, a breakdown of, okay, so I got this. It's way too early to, let's say, to assess it right now. People don't really know what Studio AI is, not at the moment. Marketing is being played as we move along, but it's being done as I like to think it in a smart manner. The second thing would be those premium services. There's gonna be a lot of people that's the vision, that's the aim, that will be using those premium services. As I was mentioning this to Wadi earlier, maybe him, maybe myself, maybe I want to get into music creation, or maybe I just want to see what's that all about. Or maybe I own a studio and I want to just import this particular tool into my own. It's AI nonetheless, so it's way more accessible than buying a software online. I would say, I don't know how much they cost, but still those premium services, whether let's say you are a token holder, by having those premium services purchased on my end, they will also be a part of the revenue sharing model to the holders. That's kind of how this one goes, so that we both win, right? I get my services and I'm using those tools, but at the same time, a portion of those goes back to you as a holder, and then you're benefiting directly from, let's consider maybe my success, if I'm gonna end up having any. And in the third manner, this we kind of spoke about, royalties. And this one is a unique twist, if I may put it like that, because if you think about it, when it comes to royalties, a portion goes within your let's say your pockets, because you're the creator, you have your royalties, but at the same time, there's a percentage that's gonna be distributed from the platform directly to the token holders. This is trying, at least, to take care of everyone, right? And trying to also, or aiming to make sure that everybody that contributes to the growth of the project is jumping in, reaping towards the rewards. maybe some let's say some changes might occur within the percentages as you move along, because indeed it may sound like maybe here it's not enough, or there's two more or whatever. So there's a, I'm gonna say, a dynamic business model here to put into place, but we need just a bit more time to understand. Um, I'm gonna put it forward. How much of an impact will this project have? Because if you think about it, this is where my statement's gonna kind of end. I don't want to sound like I'm too cocky or arrogant or so on and so forth, but I have delved into the vision of the creators in general. And I remember back in 2021, that's when I started crypto in August. Um, I believe it was August or close to September. I got my first NFT as an airdrop, and I just ignored it. I was like, I don't know what this means, NFT. I only know BSC and ERC. That was, I swear to God, that was my statement. I was talking to one of my buddies, and I told him, man, I got an NFT, but I know BSC and ERC because it's ETH. What's NFT? And we started talking about it. It had no value to me, and once I learned that it will be tradable, I don't remember exactly what it was. I mean, I know it was related to football in general. I'm a huge fan, and that one ended up being 25 BNBs as a standalone. I could have done more within the program that they built. Um, right now, I own, I believe, 8 of those NFTs, and each of those NFTs have different let's say accessibility features. And that was back in 2021. So related to Studio AI, that's why I meant it's only gonna make a big impact as we move along, but it's gonna take time to implement and develop. It's all according to you guys, to your needs, to what you're looking to obtain. There will be stuff that you will need and it's not going to have at first, but there's always room for more. There's always room for better and bigger, and eventually stronger. So yeah, that's what I wanted. That's why I wanted to make the balance with 2021 and today. I still hold those tokens. I still feel they're super relevant, and that's how I see Studio AI as well. It's going to be small until it explodes, man. It just goes beyond any expectation.
Yeah, I could agree with you there, Alex. And I got to be honest with you, man. I'm going to give credit where credit's due here. What you just said, it actually, literally warms my heart, man. Because, and the reason I say that is this, as far as the rev share program is concerned, to where, like, maybe, as time goes on, things will change and things like that. But, as it's set right now, that, no matter what size bag, I guess you can quote, right, you hold, that everybody is able to participate in the upcoming rev share and things like that. And to me, that just speaks volume of the guys that created Studio AI, and they're looking out not only for big players but for the little guys as well. And that to me makes me extremely excited and bullish, on the Studio AI software development. The team as a whole is just, I mean, just great, and I love everything. Just in the short few days, that they're doing already, you could just tell when you go into the Telegram and things like that too. And then listening to you speak, Alex, just makes me even more bullish, on the project itself. We are coming up at the top of the hour here. I did have, another question as well. One of them being is how open is the developers and things like that, to community input on different like feedbacks of maybe implementing different things that they see might be a cool idea. Is that something that the team might be open to, as far as taking suggestions? I guess I should say.
That's a top-notch quality question, man. And I'm gonna say this: for a project, again, it has AI, right? It has AI foundation, so it's let's say it's gonna self-adapt, and it kind of knows where it needs to go. But let's circle back to what I was saying in regards to AI. It has human touch on it, so it will never know more than, hopefully, more than humans. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of an ironic perspective to think that AI is smarter than the people that created it. However, algorithms, they're gonna computate and function. Um, but one project, you got to think of this from both angles. Your project, you have AI, but at the same time, your mission and vision, your foundational principles do rely on human interaction. So not only the team is let's say open to suggestions, they are more than encouraged. In general, I always love to say, um, we humans play, I'm looking at crypto projects in general, as you know, they're built on pillars, and I believe that the community in general stands as the number one pillar, because otherwise you don't have much. You don't have a user database. You don't have analytics to review. So how many holders, how many traders, how many, you ain't got nothing if you don't have your community. So yeah, suggestions specifically from people, as my man Wadi was here, and he actually knows what he's talking about. So it seems, he's into creative, into the creative industry. But not only, I mean, you can always, circle back to the team and say, hey, listen, I got an idea. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But either way, you're gonna kind of come to terms with that idea being applicable or not within the protocol itself. I believe the only thing that's missing right now in projects, I don't know why, I'm not going to comment on this because sometimes I fail to do so, is that active support from the community, because they feel like it doesn't matter, but it does. On the contrary, it does. It's encouraged. I wouldn't go, as far as saying that it's requested, because they're not asking you to do anything. But if you want to support, then you're more than encouraged to do so. It does help. It does play a key part into the progress of any protocol, not just this one. Any protocol in general does need the community interaction.
Yeah, I can get behind that 100%, Alex. Yeah, and you're right by that, right? Each different project, obviously, Studio AI is the topic of today. But community support is huge, right? Not only on good days, but on bad days, because at the end of the day, this is crypto. Things go up, things go down, things go up again, things go down. You know the routine if you've been in this space long enough. But it's kind of like, you could think about it if you have a good friend who's having a problem, right? And you want to be there for your friend, right? You want to support them. You want them to have a shoulder to lean on in case they need to do so, right? And insert crypto here. You've got these wonderful projects out here like Studio AI, and that's what they need. These guys are cooking in the background, right? They're delivering everything that they said they do, forming partnerships, continuing to develop products, right? And what they only thing they need from you is just your support. And how can you support? By simply, retweeting their post, right? Going out and making your own post, telling a friend, about this wonderful project that you found here, and that's just the way. I mean, just little things like myself, Alex, Waddy, Scott, everybody here, just these little things that we can do means to world to upcoming smaller projects like Studio AI. And by the support that you can give these guys, it just fuels the fire, right? It fuels the fire at the end of the day because when they see support from the community, they want to get behind that, man. They want to rally, they want to go and do more. So, what they're going to do is continue to push themselves because they see a community that's backing behind them. So it only wants them to do better and create more, right? So to me, that is just
That's the
like you
vision.
said, Alex. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's essential. In this space these days, is if you have something as wonderful as Studio AI, you want to stand behind it, right? You want to stand behind it, and you want to help these guys any way that you can. A lot of us, we as far as like monetary value, I mean, money is concerned, things like that, it's not even necessary. You want to get yourself a small bag in bag size. I say it all the time over there in the Lions Den Telegram that bag size does not matter. It's the support at the end of the day. If you believe in something, feel free to support it. And like I just described, there's little ways that you can do that. So last question here. If we just have a couple of more minutes here coming to the top of the hour, we had a question asking, and again, I'm speculating here. If everybody, by the way, too, we do have the Studio AIX profile here in the space. Please, 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 by all means, give these guys a follow. Give everybody here, on the panel as well. We've got Scott, the Lions Den, Alex, Wadi. Give these guys a follow and show support if you could, please. But the question is I see that they announced a partnership with someone here. Did you want to just briefly describe maybe like who these guys are, or something like that? Maybe just a little brief overview, because that's just one of the questions that I've got here. That's if you know anything about it, Alex. If not, then that's okay as well.
Definitely. Let me take a look. Was the question or let's think about it. What did the question wanted to know?
Yeah, they wanted to. They were just interested in who the partner. The part they announced two partners as far as I recall. One with us here at Maine. The second one, I mean, the first one was I think it was one. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I probably should have researched that myself. It was just one of the partners that they recently partnered with. They were wondering what that partnership is, how that partnership is going to help Studio AI.
I mean, I'm thinking that's why I wanted to kind of understand, because there are two things that come to mind right now. The first one, which was earlier, I mean, a couple of days ago, there's the partnership with TuneCore. If we're talking about the partnership with TuneCore,
Yes, that's
yeah,
they just told me right now. That's exactly which one they're talking about, bro.
excellent. Well, I mean, in case you guys don't exactly, I'm gonna say don't exactly know, maybe TuneCore's business, or how are they doing. I'm gonna put it in a couple of words for you. TuneCore is one of the accelerators within the royalty business industry, and I'm calling it royalty because they, through their concept, they're not only they're connected, like they're a huge company with when it comes to music distribution, but they're gonna make sure that you guys get your funds, get your money, when it comes to distributing own content. And I'm talking here from a legal perspective, from a let's say regulatory perspective, because you got to be compliant when you're selling music. Especially these guys are integrated within, I think, everything. I don't know if YouTube comes into play, but for sure it's Apple Music, TikTok. That's one of the most used platforms when it comes to social media. Potentially Spotify as well. So that's how we're gonna enhance that specific. I'm gonna say fund gathering for the creators. You guys
That's
are
enough.
sure. Yeah, you guys are sure.
Enough said there, Alex. Enough said there, bro. Color me freaking bullish when that. See that you broke that down perfectly, bro. Yeah, as soon as you said those are the guys that handle that type of thing, I'm like, oh yeah, that okay. Now everything clicks. So we needed you that one for that one, Alex. That is amazing, man. And again, guys, I'm speculating, right? If you and again, like I said, my thoughts are my thoughts only. Right. If you go, I mentioned this in the Telegram. If you go over to the Studio AI X platform, they're only following, several different companies on there, and you can scratch one of those off of the list because they've already partnered with those guys. So shout out to their new partnership with those guys there. That is amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Okay, well, guys, we're here at the top of the hour. Alex, did you want to share anything else before we close it down for today, bro?
Definitely, man. Definitely. So let me make a super quick, short statement. Firstly, if this is my first time here, I'm gonna make sure that I follow you guys. Thanks a lot for the support, for the kind words. I felt this one more than like an AMA. This was a super friendly conversation. That's how I like to keep the flow going. Not only with, hey, listen, tell us this and that, and now get the fuck out of here. I wanna feel that good vibe, and that's what I felt. So definitely always nice to expand my social network with good quality people. Um, and trying to make a long story short, which seems to be impossible. Thanks definitely for listening to the VC for the entire hour. Thank you for the engagement, for the dedication. Any future question that you might have, you can feel free to DM me. I don't mind at all. You got the more relevant people within Telegram and X. You got their profiles there. Anything that would be needed, just let them know. They're super friendly. They're keen on knowing your opinion about the protocol, and eventually, if you used it, tell us how that went. Until next time, hopefully you guys are gonna have a banger of a week. Thanks a lot again. Much love and respect to you guys, and I'm sure we're gonna talk again soon.
Yeah, Alex, as far as I'm concerned, bro, you are welcome in the Lions Den any freaking time that you want to come back here. Like I said, when we started this AMA out, I'm extremely bullish on Studio AI. And then basically you just came in, and dotted the I's and crossed the T's for us, bro. and it's been an amazing. And I have to agree with you. Well, also, Alex, that the flow of this AMA has been absolutely wonderful. I've been doing these things for quite some time now, so I can always tell right away when I get together and pair up with somebody like yourself, Alex, that it's going to be a great one, and everybody in the space. It's going to be a true treat for everybody here. And and with that being said, guys, I know Scott had some things to do. I think he had to hop on a call, so we're going to say bye to him if he's listening to us. Waddy, we appreciate you, brother, for coming up as always. I knew this would be right up your alley as far as the music's concerned, because I know you're a huge fan of that. And with that being said, guys, you could have been anywhere in the world today, and you decided to come here, hang out with us in the Lion's Den for this hour, and you have no idea how much we appreciate each and every one of you guys for doing so. And until next time, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at in the world, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day.